been 2 weeks since ADAM22's wife, Lena, announced that she was going to get that PVC pipe Midnight Dove edition, that is. And I believe at this point we are only 1 day away from Doomsday. We are 1 day away from ADAM22's personal 9/11. And I think it's going to be one of those things where it's almost like those guys who are going out and getting that leg lengthening surgery so they can be like 4 or 5 inches taller. It's one of those things where going in, you think it's going to be amazing. You think it's going to change your life. Oh, look at all the broads I'm going to get in my new height. That is until you wake up from the surgery and you realize that you're out here looking like a T-Rex because you got the wingspan of a guy who's only 5 feet tall, but you're the height of a 6-footer. Not to mention that one jump on those brittle legs, and they're going to be snapping like some toothpicks. Seriously though, guys, we are now 1 day away from the big release. You know, it's going to be a massive load. And of course, you know your boy, I have quite a few things to show you, quite a few little though, guys, we are now 1 day away from the big release. You know, it's going to be a massive load. And of course, you know your boy, I have quite a few things to show you, quite a few little updates since my last ADAM22 video. So first I wanted to show you guys this clip from less than a year ago. And this thing absolutely
that's on Flagrant 2, Andrew Shows.
Be in your scenes.
No. We got a one-way thing going here.
One-way thing.
I mean, we're monogamous in our private lives, and then we do shit on camera with other girls.
Right.
I got too much money to have.
Actor, comedian, Andrew Shows.
Linebacker. I can't do it.
Should I use that same logic on you? I've got too much money to let my man do this.
What if you want to cancel Blood Talk?
Now, it's interesting to me how Adam has now recently changed his tune. I think this whole thing is going to end up being a very slippery slope. And now that he has opened Pandora's box, all these different demons are going to start jumping now. He's going to find himself in the corner with the camera, possibly getting a crazy angle, watching a sack, all while his wife looks him in the eyes and says, "You're doing a great job, honey. This is what marriage is all about." Lena posted this a couple of days ago. She says, "Post-scene review with Mr. Jason Love. 4 days until the drop."
All right, Jason.
Wow.
We're done. It was great.
Having a blast. Way more fun than expected. Shit.
Ooh, I could say the same about you. Same. I definitely need a massage.
Like we've discussed in the past, the smile on her face is much bigger than we've ever seen when she was hanging out with Adam. Just some more shameless promotion from Adam via his Twitter account. He says, 6 days till the world gets to see my wife get her back blown out. And then he shared some sort of engagement picture that they had, I assume. I thought this tweet was pretty weird. He says, "People will be like, I love black people, and then never let their wife have sex with one." And then we even had to bring Logan Paul into the mix. Over last weekend, he apparently got engaged. And in the comments down below, Adam is trying to spread the covery. He says, "Let her sleep with another dude. Not everyone is like you, disgusting. Bro, give it a rest already. You've been to the internet history books for all the wrong reasons.
Give it up.
The Mexican guy needs to lay down the garnet.
Stop the bull crap.
5 days left.
The goofiness. The clownish.
You've been to the internet history books for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
a Mexican guy needs to lay down the carne asada burrito on her. He then says 5 days left till everyone gets to see a large man vaporize my wife's burrito. Along with another meme he shares where he's thinking, "You really put it down, babe." And there's the remnants of his
I done heard it all, man.
I done heard it all. That scene. You know, I guess that Midnight Dove edition just hits different. And then this just starts getting all kinds of disrespectful. She says, "Who should Adam let me next?" She also goes on to say, "Some of you have never had fun a day in your life, and it shows." And then this might be the craziest part yet, where Adam jumped in for the post-game interview with his wife. First, they discuss whether or not she thinks Adam is a...
Just saying, it's not like I was sitting in the corner. There's an old man.
I don't think you're... Are you going to go with this?
Oh my God! Try out.
This?
Well, it doesn't include students.
Okay, so there's nothing is different because they're supposed to be weak and they want to be made to feel lesser, and I don't think that that's you. I think that there's like the more swinging side of things where it's like you are turned on by your wife enjoying someone, and then she comes back to you, and you guys enjoy your own personal sexual experiences more with each other because she did that.
So it's apparent at this point, even through his tweets and out through what she just said right there, you know, I know he tries to frame it as a joke, but there's always a little bit of truth within a joke, that Adam does get some level of enjoyment and arousal from this whole situation. She then talks about how Jason was the obvious choice for this scene.
I mean, he was like the obvious choice. I was like, oh, I have to go with him. Somebody just wants nothing but views on this video.
Definitely. So, okay.
And that just goes to show me that at this point, if the audience wants something, she's going to deliver. Like I said, they've already opened up the crazy box, and who knows what's going to come out of there next. Here we get further confirmation that because this whole situation has gone mega viral and is apparently going to make them a lot of money, maybe, you know, in the $1 million figures, that Adam is completely okay with it.
And I look, you feel like you're less mad because it's viral, and you're like, it's being viral.
I will say that
Corrupted.
how viral it went, it now seems
Corruptedness.
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 Amazing thing.
Exemplified.
Like, we're not going to state dollar amounts, but even just like the money that I've made off of talking about this on YouTube and Snapchat has been kind of ridiculous. And then like
You're welcome.
Plug Talk has been a very weird framing, but
And some people have speculated that this has all been more of a smoke shield, that Adam has some other stuff that he wants hidden at this time, whether it be the fallout with his crew or some other very alarming things I've heard about him recently. And so anything that could divert the attention away
The
from that other
PEDO
situation
allegations.
is a positive in his mind, and he can rake in some money, and he can gain back some relevance when it comes to No Jumper. He's already in the process of creating this new dream team for No Jumper. After everyone involved essentially had this massive fallout, the original cast is done. And so in a lot of ways right now, Adam is trying to build No Jumper back up. And then discuss the fact that people feel like they're bad parents.
I notice like every conversation I have about it with people is like they lay it out, they say, are you jealous, are you mad, whatever, we have that conversation, and then they basically like kind of hit a wall because it's like, oh, you're two consenting adults and you decided to do something kind of freaky, and in our case on camera. So then they start doing the kid thing because there's like nowhere else to go with it, because you can't blame me or you for doing something that we want to do or whatever you want to do on camera. It's like, how can you do that?
Yeah, so we're supposed to stop now?
Right.
And look, the two of them can try and paint it in whatever light they want. But at the end of the day, this whole situation and even just kind of their marriage and partnership in general, this business relationship that they have, will definitely be something worth studying as it pertains to how it will affect their kid. This is something that people have been talking about for years, that in this new age there will be quite a bit of bullying for young kids whose parents are involved in online work. And now they have essentially made their family the poster child for that whole case study.
Crazy.
Like at this point, honestly, if I'm them, I'm not sharing any more stuff about my kid. No one's gonna see what they look like as they grow up. And I just feel like they deserve the best chance they can get at a normal childhood. And now here's where that slippery slope argument continues to come in. As in the last time I covered this whole situation, Adam said at some point he would probably perform a scene where it was him, another man, and his wife, but that he would not be interested in them both entering one side of the house, if you know what I'm trying to say. And watch how quickly she starts changing his mind about that.
Like, okay, we're going to do the double team scene. What are the positions? Because I need to make sure that this dude's dangling like too close to my face, right?
Well, I don't think we should do it the first time, but I would like to be by you and someone else.
So then,
Yeah. I think you'll get so into it, you'll forget and you won't care.
yeah, so the possibility. I mean, it's definitely like not totally off limits in my mind, but
It's just crazy to me how rapidly he can rationalize something in his head. Because one day he's like, no, this is never going to happen. That's more or less my hard boundary. And then the second his
Then he
wife is like, no, I think
contradicts.
you'd be into it. No, I think you're going to kind of like it. He's like, okay, well, I guess it's not off the table.
Hypocrisy, bro.
It's just crazy to me how rapidly
He purports to
can
be
rationalize something in his
against
head.
that
Because one day
BS, but
like,
he's
no,
not.
this is never going to happen. That's more or less my hard boundary. And then the second his wife is like, no, I think you'd be into it. No, I think you're going to kind of like it. He's like, okay, well, I guess it's not off the table. She continues to talk about how every new person that she films with from here on out will be a whole nother level of excitement for her audience.
And that's kind of like where I feel like I'm at now, because every new person I shoot with, it doesn't matter if I do any weird acrobatic tricks. It's just the fact that it's like a new other person.
right.
So that's just telling me right there that there will be a lot of collabs coming in the future from this woman.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking Adam ain't going to be involved unless he's holding that red camera. And this part was a little bit extra disturbing to me. They talk about the potential of them having more children. This is also another moment where Adam's possibly true feelings kind of shine through. And you see more of his insecurity about this whole thing.
I just don't want to feel like indebted to have to like be on board with this like nonstop throughout the future.
Yeah, when I came home from the honeymoon, I was like, I think I'm ready to have another baby. And Adam was like, I don't think so. And then now Adam keeps asking me when I want to have another baby.
Well, because it's kind of like you're on like a timer of sorts because it's like you want to have another kid.
Cat.
At a certain age, it's considered what, like a high risk elderly pregnancy or some shit. If you're even like close to 40, you need to freeze your eggs so you potentially get a surrogate in case you decide that you want to do more black seeds for the next 10 years, right?
Has to be one of the craziest sentences I've ever heard come out of someone's mouth. Like, imagine saying that to your wife, hey, we gotta freeze your eggs just in case you want to get a surrogate so you can keep your body nice and tight for those black scenes. This interview is also where we learn that Adam is not really receiving any sort of monetary gain from this whole situation, aside from a couple of measly ad revenue dollars.
People need to get this straight because this has like no effect on Adam's income except for like whatever views we're getting off the podcast. This is all my money. We split everything. And we do have a prenuptial agreement, which people keep freaking out. I hope you got a prenup. We're both very financially conscious. We're both good business people. And we're not broke. I don't know what else to say except to say that we're not broke. We don't have to work.
Yeah, so it just further emphasizes the idea that this all really didn't need to happen. Like he said in the very first clip I show in this video, I got way too much money for me to kind of sacrifice my morals in that way. And this is just another instance of Adam once again getting destroyed by his wife.
We also have financial notes. You know, we talked about buying a beach house at length. And,
Money hungriness is whack.
Jason Love arc has been, you know, we're getting the beach house category.
Yeah, that's what I tell you every time I leave for a scene with another man. Don't forget that beach house, babe. That house in Malibu. I'm gonna buy it for us. Let me just go get double team red quick. I'll be right back.
That is not good. If you're gonna double team, then at least one of them is gonna be Joel Vanilla over here. Okay.
You see how she's already kind of planting those seeds?
Like my guy Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the greatest YouTubers of all time, one of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time, one of the greatest content creators of all times, of all time, said, "How you make your money is more important than how much money you make." Yeah, bro, you have to have integrity, honorability, laudability. Yeah, bro. Certain people they throw away their scruples, their principles, their morals, their integrity for that money, man. Like I said before, bro, it's really detestable and abhorrent.
I feel like this whole Jason Love
To be candid.
Getting to the beach house category.
Yeah, that's what I tell you every time I leave for a scene with another man. Don't forget that beach house, babe. That house in Malibu. I'm gonna buy it for us. Let me just go get double team red quick. I'll be right back.
That is not good. If you're gonna double team, then at least one of them is gonna be Joel Vanilla over here. Okay.
You see how she's already kind of planting those seeds? Like, yeah, everything between these two seems to kind of be masked within this smoke screen that is jokes. But there's got to be some truth in there. She's seen how much attention this whole thing has got her. She sees the money going up, and at this point, she is not going to want to stop. And this has to be the craziest part of this whole episode of No Jumper, when he brings in that man Jason Love for the post-game interview himself.
How people should think about that in the context of me being, you know, the silent third party almost.
Well, if you look at it, it's basically the top. She's high up in her ranks, high up in my ranks, but you got options. Make some money. So after like, yeah, I'm going to y'all going to get the bomb. Obviously, she said y'all did it, so it's not really a situation. It's more of like people coming and making things things.
Yeah.
So be cool with it. Then, you know, it is what it is. Me personally, I don't know. But
Save 15% on new school styles at old school prices.
I don't know. But everyone's different. Everyone has different levels of mental maturity.
Well, yeah, it takes a certain level of mental maturity for your girl to get piped out by another guy on camera. I like how even this guy, who is a corn star himself, is like, nah, I would not be down with my wife doing that type of stuff. This part is also
Self-respect.
crazy. Adam talks about the prospect of them all hooking up at some point.
Respect is important.
Go out.
Undoubtedly.
When you see him, then there's a chance that we'd all end up in the bathroom.
I don't know what his stance is on working with you.
Oh, far enough.
I don't care.
Oh, no.
I get it regardless.
That would probably kind of make me feel like I put a cap on this whole situation if we all did it together. Wow, maybe that is
honestly, he sounds pretty excited about that. He's gonna say, "Oh, Jason, you've had your phone with my wife. Now it's my turn."
So if we do choose to have another kid, how am I gonna know it's mine? Not
Oh my god, okay. No, cut. What?
what?
Don't even bring that up. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's one of the good memes that people have been passing around. It's like Nico, your belly, and the fuck is that?
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Got nothing to say. Last but not least, I also wanted to show you guys a couple of
Famous
these clips
streamer
where
Adin
Adam
Ross.
just
He's on
continues to
Kick
offer his
now.
wife to other men.
He got permabanned from Twitch if my memory is right. Because he started did he get banned for saying the irrefutable truth that there's two sexes that I forgot what he got banned for, bro. I forgot what he got banned for, but he started saying based stuff like it's only two sexes. People called him a transphobe and anti-LGBT. It's crazy that certain people get branded bigots and anti-LGBT for speaking the truth, man. I don't know. It's crazy, bro.
Bring that up. Are you kidding me?
People that keep it a buck get branded
I hate you. I hate you so much.
vituperative
Got nothing to
things.
say. Last but not least, I also wanted to show you guys a couple of these clips where Adam just continues to offer his wife to other men.
I know I'm a stepper. I would never do that. First of all, if you respect me, you'll what? Huh? What? That makes no sense, brother.
Adam's
I'm just
tripping.
saying, like, this is also yet another crazy moment from Adin Ross's stream.
What's that? Yeah. Wait, how? Okay, what's that?
Hey, Leon, wish can I come over and just stone see this?
Only if you can get your life right now.
You're down. If Adam doesn't know it, now. You know what I mean? Like you're down tonight type shit.
Only for you.
Really? How long will it be though?
How long is that?
I mean, I do have to say, guys, this has to be one of the greatest promo runs I've ever seen. I'm talking about blockbuster movies, music albums that cost $10 million. I'm thinking that online this has received some of the most impressions over the last 2 weeks as any other story on this whole entire planet. But like I already said, tomorrow is doomsday. The destruction of Adam22's mental psyche will then be complete. It's like osmosis or some shit. Something's gonna get up. But y'all let me know what you guys think about.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. That video, they should not release that video. Like I said, their kid is gonna receive verbal abuse at school. Man, yeah, the traumatization, man. Yeah, they don't, man. How can you not? Yo, are they not worried about that, bro? Or are they? Yeah. That's super clownish if they're actually not worried about how the release of this video is gonna affect their child, bro. Yeah, a lot of people are a lot of people be bugging, man, straight up and down. Yo, I'm about to get up out of here. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out, man.